Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. I am waiting for this to load up so I can mute it on YouTube because typically it's a bit of a blast. So there we go. All right, all taken care of. And I do a little switcheroo. And I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a really interesting week again. And it was a short week for me. It was only a 4-day work week, and it felt like 10. But let's get right into it because there's been some very pervasive ideas that I think that we're all going to have to start challenging when we start realizing how much and how deep the programming is. Um, And the one thing is, and I briefly mentioned it to several people this past few weeks, is that there is this idea that we need to go things alone because we're not really alone. And, going out and go out by yourself and do things on your own. I don't know. There's just like this incongruency with the idea of we're never alone, but we're whole. We are as a whole individual. And then the people say, well, I don't need these other individuals because I am a whole person. And a lot of times I think we can get a little bit too hypersensitive about that. And it does make sense in keeping in mind that we aren't all here for the same purpose. So if someone needs another person to be with them, because this is something that I have felt since I was little, is that it's not like you're looking for someone per se, but you always feel like there is something missing. It's not like you're out looking for it, but you feel like there is like this portion. I don't even know if it's of self, but there's something there is a lack. And what that has equated to is a lot of inner flexion, reflecting on yourself, saying, well, am I doing things right? Am I doing things wrong? What can I change? I don't seek out others to socialize with. But it seems like I get offered opportunities. I am open, non-judgmental discussions. And you can have differing opinions, and it's very hard to find somebody with a differing opinion about anything, even if it's how to cook your pizza. People get very passionate about certain things. And there is a huge difference between agreeing with someone's views, values, and morals and respecting them. And that also came up in a feed. And it's like, you must, you go to this country, you must accept our laws, our culture, and our blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I will respect them, but I do not have to accept them. Accepting them says I'm making that part of me. I don't have to do that. And I think that that's a big part, excuse me, that's a big part of what's different about in the United States is the idea is that, yes, this is you, this is part of you, this is how you grew up. Yes, you should not deny that within yourself. I respect that. I don't have to accept it. Big difference. So for those of us going things on our own, and those of us who are with the party of one, there are others who crave companionship, dialogue, and camaraderie. And I think that's something that we all do. But as soon as somebody crosses that certain line, we have a tendency to, of course, keeping in mind if it's toxic, yep, cut them off. If you really truly care about someone, that if there are challenges that kind of, give you a little poke, don't look to that person and blame that person. Ask yourself why, because this is hard to do. I've been doing it for years. Ask yourself why. Why did that person say this? Why did I feel the way that I did? Why did I allow myself to feel that way? Um, so again, this is not a preaching platform, but it's about the challenges and triumphs of the day, week, month, and year. So this gives us the opportunity to be a better person, and realizing that life is sweet, that we are loved and cared for. But again, we have to keep an open mind even about ourselves, and we want to avoid that narcissistic perspective. So anyway, that's the kind of a rant. That was kind of a rant, and I couldn't read it the way it was written because it comes out sometimes at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's just writing, and it's kind of in the dark sometimes. The light is very dim in here. And it's daytime, and I don't know, it's very bright in here for some reason. Anyway, let's switch over to the board and see what's going on with the cards and making sure that we are able to, you know, do what we need to do in the next couple of weeks. Let's move this little stabilizing crystal out of the way. But thanks for stopping by. And for those of you who are tuned into the Rumble channel, that there will be some other postings that I will not be able to post on YouTube just because I want to say what I want to say, and I will have special guests on. One of them will be, it's for Human Encounters. It's Aginost. So as far as what today we're going to hopefully look at, I have to adjust my little thing here. What are we looking at? What is it that we need to know? And this is very, very general because I don't feel like what I just went through is it was very broad, but then again, I think that we need to kind of keep in mind with some of the things that are going to be distractions. What are we going to need to focus on? Because I feel like there's a lack of focus, and it's getting difficult to focus on. And each one of us is going to have a little bit different tack, but there's going to be something that's, yeah, moving us out of the troubled waters and moving us in a direction that is going to be, yeah, because we're not gonna, oh yeah, a lot of glare coming off of that. I have a window curtain pulled back, so there's some glare coming off of that. But you know, she's got clarity of mind, and you know, it's not like she's ready for battle, because look at how she's holding the sword. Matter of fact, I don't know how she's not hurting herself. Think about that one. Unless that's like a guard and then the hilt is underneath her hand, because it almost looks like she could be like potentially hurting herself. So let's make sure we're not going to do that. Yeah, no, being confident in our thoughts and on our words and moving to a safer place, but also keeping in mind that we do have to have that open-mindedness. It's not an open heart. I think saying that you have an open heart and not staying protected. Yeah, Five of Swords. Look at all the swords. This is all about our thinking, and not keeping the thinking stable, not keeping our thinking in a way that's gonna not just benefit us. And it's almost like there's an overguarded feeling of it's like too much. We're not allowed, we're gonna hinder our growth. Yeah, holding on too tightly, too hyper focused, too inner focused. And it doesn't mean we have to expose ourselves to others, you know, and put ourselves in a perilous position. But what it does mean is, if somebody does kind of raise our awareness that is often uncomfortable, that we are open to that. We don't have to be accepting. We don't have to accept it. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, as it were. Hanged man. So with this hanged man, there in the traditional card, there's a lot more enlightenment at his head. And with her, it feels like it's behind her. It's like at her back, you know what I mean? And it's not quite as bright. You can't really see that, but it's not as bright as what you'd see in the traditional card. So this is almost like it's a slow growing process. This is what it's going to probably be leading to. This is the high priestess. Now see how that has moved from the back to the head. So enlightenment is available. It's just not in all subjects. I know that's a 2, but to me that looks like an 11. Make sure we're not going to be breadcrumbing ourselves too. And this guy here, he almost looks like a Jesus-like figure. But he's not giving to anyone like in the traditional Six of Pentacles. He is like tossing it out to the universe. So this is like, don't breadcrumb yourself either. Oh, she's very cool. So no, this is all about enlightenment, it feels like, and learning that healthy balance. So the Queen of Pentacles for here, this lady, I feel like because her one hand is open and the other is closed. Feels like she's got her left hand is open and the right hand is closed. And the right hand is the one that puts out, that gives out, and the left hand is what is accepting. So it's almost like we need to be accepting of whatever benefits within ourselves or coming in from others is going to present itself as. All right. Hi, Selena. Hi, Joanna. Hey, you guys. Sorry, the screen is really far away from me today. I still have to get this set up so I can get like a monitor set up somewhere else. I have it semi set up. Whoa, that one wants to come out. All right, the magic is going to happen. So we're going to go from troubled waters, and in this journey, we're going to gain some insight, and we're going to learn how to reap those. Oh gosh, I don't know if anybody has ever seen that movie, Nacho Libre, where he goes to jump off the cliff. He goes to see the guy who can give him eagle powers. And that kind of made me laugh because that's almost like what it feels like. It's keeping that sense of humor, but also realizing that the power that we have within us is greater than what we've been utilizing. Okay. Well, this is, so again, I think a lot of this is being in our head and holding back, but she looks like that too. It's almost like she's lamenting. It's almost like she's lamenting. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's just kind of different. And it's acknowledging the emotions that we've had and keeping ourselves in balance, not staying too much in our head, keeping ourselves safe. Oh dear. So this is the magic of the water, because here comes 5 of Cups. Wow. I don't know. I feel like a 4 of Cups should be turning up pretty soon. Because this is a lamentation too. So this is using the magic, using our skills, not getting too much in our heads. And it might be because we have a lot of choices available to us. So that's, you can't probably read that. It's very, very bright. And I don't have any lights on, I'm telling you. 7 of Earth, 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, so this is like we're going to be spoiled for choice. And it might be a little stressful. And that's probably what this is here. We're going to don't be stressing, man. And I know that that is me. When I have too many options, we can get overwhelmed. So let's get some clarification on this. Responsible childhood, immaturity, and innocence. Yeah, it's almost like that is part of this, is tapping into these the child side, our childhood, and acknowledging that immaturity. And here's the trick with the immaturity. You don't want immaturity, but you want to still keep that childlike mind. And that's where this balance all starts to come into play. Shared goals, long-term happiness, soulmate energy. So we might be having to make a commitment to ourselves, because this is almost like balancing our feminine and masculine. Right. We're probably going to be, wow, this is kind of odd. I don't know. Let's see. Let's take a second to look at this. Unexpected visit, phone call, knock, and riding by the house. And I do feel like this is outside of us. So we might be getting unexpected help. I know one Christmas I had an unexpected visitor a few years back, but it was not a human. And there was evidence in the snow. I documented it. I got pictures of it. I don't know what it was, but pay close attention to your dreams for an important message or guidance. And that's probably where the unexpected knock will come from, unexpected visit. Focus on spirituality and live life with purpose each day. So I think the challenge is going to be to stay positive. And no matter what, we're all going to find a way to have our material needs met. So it's a call for us to kind of keep that aspect of our life in a, I guess, in a balanced space in our head. It really feels like this the hanged man is pervasive. Serendipity. So we have to kind of trust the serendipitous events, or what appears to be. And I get what that word means. However, this is not serendipitous per se. I mean, it is, but it's going to appear that way. Things are going to happen just like with this unexpected visit. This is going to be serendipity, is going to be an unexpected. It's planned. We just don't see the planning. We don't see how things are going to be orchestrated. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of times when we seek out too much information, we end up getting ourselves into trouble and overthinking. This is where we're going to be overthinking things. And we might end up, that's maybe why we're creating too many options with the 7 of Cups. Or excuse me, 7 of Earth. We are going to have too many options, and we're going to run out of patience. Community. Again, I think that this is something that we are going to have to create on our own, as our community. and not leaving. We need to leave space for people to come and go, but we also need to leave space for ourselves to fluctuate in our availability. I know I had a brief conversation with Selena a while back saying, hey, maybe you did or didn't notice, but I really haven't been on social media that much. I really closed myself off to a lot of people and things and strings and threads and all that other kind of madness. And just had to step back and get outside of, because that kind of stuff puts me in my head, gets me over, I'll overthink till the cows come home. This is my third cup of coffee, y'all. And then I usually stop at 2. And if I count the one I had at 4 in the morning, oops. Yeah. All right, so what else? What else can we find that's going to be helpful? This is the frequency of Earth that activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our Great Mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our nature. Now, I guess you could say our nature would be 2 different ways of looking at it. It could be the nature of us or the nature of the earth. So I think that has 2 aspects to it. Okay, so the earth is constantly changing, right? Whether it's manipulated or not, it's going to change. It's going to adjust. It's going to react to whatever is being put out into it. Boy, that's like a whole different trajectory right there about how much control we have over that, because we have more control over that than what we realize. But this is the frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance the forever changing nature of reality. I posted some stuff too on the nature of reality and what it is, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. So our perspectives and ideas and ideals will perpetually be changing if we want to grow. Last card. Dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. And this is where the balance, I feel like, is going to really take precedence, not just in the world, but within ourselves. We're really going to have to get I don't want to say a grip on it. You want to have an open hand to make sure things can kind of flow and undulate. All right, I don't think I have anything else. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I am going to be hanging out with Augie at some point in the next week or so. And hopefully we'll be able to put something together for y'all. It's about some of the things that have been going on in the world. And that's like being in the world, but not being of it. So if anybody wants to join me next week, reach out, send me a private message on Facebook if you can, or just message me here. Anyway, I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And I know for sure